Government's your friends, you see. That's what I have to say, or they will bury me. Don't you try to criticize.
I shall resign.
Try to talk about their lives. I don't know what you've been told, but last time I truly had the right to say the things we mean to disagree, and I have to face the guillotine. But if it's your head in the basket, then you just pick the wrong side of the revolution.
At 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Patriot Act is the riot act with the PAT. What that really means is that they're watching you and that they're really watching me. And anyone who disagrees is sure to face the guillotine. The patriot has got to keep his mouth shut. Cause if it's your head in the basket, then you just...
We just saw another plane coming in from the side. That's the second explosion. You can see the plane come in.
Speak your mind, and it's a crime. Don't say a word, cause if you hurt, the plane is gonna fall.
All right, so 2 weeks ago I put out a post online to create a video campaign or video to support Bernie Sanders in his election as he requested for his online audience. A good friend reached out to me and said he's a political analyst and political science professor who wanted to have a chat. So I figured let's get him in here, have a millennial style interview and get some of the issues on the table and show what a new country can look like.
For tonight's Conversations with Great Minds, I'm joined by one of America's leading progressive voices, political scientist Peter Mathews. Currently a professor of political science at Cypress College, an adjunct professor of sociology at Long Beach City College, Peter is a political analyst and a radio talk show host in addition to being an academic. He's also seen how the political system works from the inside. In 1988, he was the Democratic nominee for Congress from the district surrounding Long Beach, California.
It's becoming increasingly a two-class society, the 1% and the 99%. The few at the very top have become more greedy and greedier. They want to export our jobs for higher profits. They don't care about keeping work here where it can help the middle class. We're basically losing it, and the politicians have been helping these big corporations take our jobs overseas. In the last several years, the top 1% captured 70% of the new income generated. Can you believe that? Also, the top 10% of the population owns or controls 90% of the wealth of America right now. The average CEO, that's the highest paid person in America, was making 40 times the income of the average worker back in 1980. Today it's 400 to 1. The average CEO is making 400 times the income of the average worker.
The American people are catching on. They understand that there is something profoundly wrong when in our country today, the top 0.1% owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%. They understand that something is profoundly wrong when the 20 richest people in our country own more wealth than the bottom half of the American population, 150 million people. They know that the system is rigged when the average person is working longer hours for lower wages, and yet 58% all new income generated is going to the top 1%.
We have 47 million people in this country living in poverty. That is a higher rate than any other country in the industrialized world. We have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth. I talk about poverty all of the time. African American communities, you have people who are living in desperation, often being abused by white police officers. That is a bad thing, and that has got to change, and that's why I'm fighting to reform a broken criminal justice system. But I know about white poverty. It exists in my state. It exists all over this country. In the richest country in the history of the world, we have more income and wealth inequality than any other major country. We have too many people living in poverty. We have got to change our national priorities. We have got to deal with that issue.
Now, the idea of coming to America and the American dream of, if you're given the opportunity, you can make it happen, pull yourself up from your bootstraps and make it work. How are you supposed to make it work when you don't even have boots, let alone straps?
And yet, you know what the Talmud says, which the Talmud commented on an ancient Chinese proverb. It goes like this: if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. If you teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And that's the thing. How in the world can you do that? You know, what we're doing to our kids today is not teaching them how to fish, not giving them equal opportunity, or not even giving them a fishing rod to be able to learn how to fish. It's absolutely unacceptable to allow 1/5 of our children in America to go to bed hungry sometime during the month in the country that produces food for the world.
I work 40 hours a week, sometimes more. I'm raising 2 girls, Ashley, who's 8, and Elizabeth, who's 5, which is a big burden with daycare expenses and that with working all the time.
I'm like hungry when it's bedtime, but I never ask because I always know we need food for the next day.
You know, being a parent now myself, knowing the expectations and the dreams you have for your kids, knowing that you don't want them where you're at,